Hey y'all, I'm back. This is actually going to be a two-part video because I am going to do two story times and one plus my gratitude for yesterday and today. First story. Wait, let me go back. Okay, so yesterday, my gratitude is teleport. If you know, you know. I'm slipping that slow. This is blueberry ice. So I had said before it was self-awareness. Yesterday, I can honestly say I'm grateful that I'm getting my audacity back. Meaning, like, I think that I feel like I call myself the exception to the rule, and things usually work out in my favor. That to society it probably shouldn't. So with that being said, I'm actually gonna go into the story I was gonna tell second. I'm gonna tell that one first. So my teen pregnancy story. Let me let y'all see him again. Jeremiah! So this human is the human that I gave birth to almost 11 years ago. Almost 11 years ago, I was 17. Don't you do this. I'll kill you. Okay, bye. You can't hear the story. Maybe later. What you want? No, you gotta get up. So, I was 17 when I gave birth to Jeremiah. So, okay, let me just get into it. Jeremiah's father, I met him when I was 15. He was 14. We went to Central together, high school in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And it was cute. He was just, light skinned, tall, and then, I don't know. We just was friends. We just clicked. Like, he was cool. But we were never, I can't say we were friends. We were never friends, which is probably the problem. We were just attracted to each other like crazy. So, you know how that is when you're a teenager. Spend a lot of time together. We just, like, tune the noise out. So that's what we try to do. We just try to make it about us. Dated for a few months, and I can honestly say we trauma bonded. I think that's really what that was. Like, we had so much trauma and it's different ways. Obviously, they're not the same ways we had trauma, but we trauma bonded. We found, like, comfort within each other. So it was, all right, I was already friends with his brothers. They used to call me little sister already, so that was another way we bonded because I knew them, because they were a grade over me. They were 3 grades over me, actually. I always been cool with the older people, so yeah. But fast forward, we link up. I got pregnant. That pregnancy, told my mom. She was like, and she was like, no, it ain't happening. Okay. Mind you, I was on birth control. With the first pregnancy of my life, I was on birth control. I was on the pills. Ended up pregnant anyway. I'm safer off birth control. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, so got rid of that baby, and maybe like 3 months later, found out I was pregnant again. And that's Jeremiah. So, mind you, I'm still on these birth controls. I'm still on the birth control. I don't know. But anyway, still in birth control. Pregnant with Jeremiah. Alright, cool. So, Jeremiah's, my pregnancy with Jeremiah, we were hoping for a girl. I forgot what we wanted to name her. I completely forgot. But he wanted a girl bad. I wanted a girl bad. And kind of switched up my eye. Doesn't really matter. Towards the end, we was kind of like, it really doesn't. We don't care. The downside about my pregnancy, my teen pregnancy, I don't want to go into too much details, which is why I said I wasn't going to talk about this ever. Because me and him are in such a great place now, I don't want to bring up, you know, anything like bad. And I don't want to do that anyway, because his son watches my YouTube. So, oh, this is a struggle. Okay. Basically, we had a bad relationship. It wasn't good at all. A teenager, I was pregnant and I was single. Whew. I don't even want to tell y'all why I was single. Don't matter. I was single. I got up out of there. It was over. It was over. What I will say is, for the most part, telling my family was probably the hardest thing out of all of it. I was on the phone with my friend, Booby. Hey, Booby. I was on the phone with Booby. I'm like, yo, I'm about to walk and go get a pregnancy test. Stay on the phone with me, blah, blah, blah. We were super close back then. She was like, all right, cool. Stay on the phone. She was pregnant too at the time. Got the pregnancy test. And I was pregnant. So she's like, what the fuck you gonna do? Like, how you gonna tell her? And I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna tell her, because she, you know, she was already irritated with me the first time. So what I'm gonna do? So I bet you she probably wished back then she kept me off the birth control, because and even now, I'm safer off birth control than I am with birth control. I was on an IUD with Papa, and not Tyler, but I was on an IUD with Papa. I hadn't had the pills with Jeremiah and the baby before that. It's crazy. So yeah. But I took the pregnancy test after I took it, put it on her dresser and sat it there. So, here's two things that stood out for me. I didn't care what nobody was saying. Number one, my child's father wanted the baby. That was a blessing to me, because dudes out here don't be wanting kids these days. Number two, my abortion, well, it wasn't even really abortion, because when I went to the doctor, the doctor said the baby was dead anyway. So they gave me a pill to basically get it out, because it was showing up pregnant, but there was no, like, there was nothing. Like, she said it wasn't gonna live. So they gave me a pill, whatever. But the experience was so dramatic. My dad, rest in peace, brought me to the clinic and had to like cuss people out to let me get through. Like, it was crazy. He's like, yo, leave my daughter alone. Like, just going off. I'm like, I never want to go through that again. I don't even want to put him through that again. Like, it was too much. It was too much. He held me down. And then when I had to have the abortion / miscarriage, like the whatever you call, I don't know what that's called when they induce it, but the cramps, I had to wear a pamper. My mom, like, had to hold me. My dad slept on the couch. I slept in the room with my mom. No, they were separated this time. He wasn't home. He was at his house. So the worst. All right, anyway, so we passed that, right? That happened. Jeremiah comes. I put the pregnancy test on her dresser. I walked out. She called me back. What's this? In my head, I'm like, what do you think it is? But I'm like, I'm pregnant. Who's the father? But then I had to think, okay, wait a minute. She doesn't know that I stopped dealing with my first love. We weren't close. So I told her, I was like, it's so-and-so's. Like, who else? Like, it was kind of like, I had an attitude, like, calling me a hoe. But she was like, well, how am I supposed to know? Because you don't tell me nothing. So, oh, you're right. I don't. But okay, let's get to it. It's his. So she goes, okay, so what you gonna do? And I told her I didn't know, but I knew I wasn't killing it. I don't believe in abortions. Do I condemn somebody for having them? No. But I don't believe in abortions. If the baby wasn't dying the first time, that's the baby that would be here. Because I don't believe in abortion. Me and my mom would have just had it out. I would have had to move, whatever it was. But her reaction initially was, it gotta go. That's why I said that earlier. That was her reaction. She wasn't even trying to listen to me. I would have just had to move out at that point if the baby was gonna live. But after I went to the doctor, it really didn't matter what her reaction was. I didn't care because I couldn't keep it. But yeah, she started to become excited. We had to meet with my baby daddy, his father's mother, and that was an experience to say the least. They're Jamaican, and I get it. Like, you want to make sure your son is not being trapped or anything like that. And I hadn't met her. Like, we literally kept our relationship a secret. Like, people in school knew us, but not our families, besides his brothers and my sister. So you can tell I'm nervous. I just keep putting stuff in my mouth. So because I'm not doing it. He's like, even if we end up not together, that's still my child. He was like, I know it's my kid. Speaking in patois, how you know? Da, 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 da. My mom was like, we don't need you. Like, even if he wants to take DNA test and you don't want the baby in your life, that's cool. Fine. Like, we really don't need you. It's cool. We ended up leaving. I only remember three big reactions. Hers, his grandmother's. I love her to death, by the way. She's amazing. Like, she's amazing. You hear me? Like, you hear me? Anyway, she's amazing. But I remember her reaction because it was so crazy. The 360. That's my baby. That's this. That's even still to this day. She swear that's her child. Like, she goes to where Jeremiah goes. She go out of the country and he's going. Like, she just so attached to my baby, and I love it. I love how she loves him. I love it. She's so awesome. But the 360 was real. The 360 was real. The other reaction I remember was my aunt's. She wasn't angry, but you could hear the disappointment, and that made me cry. The other reaction, Bam Bam, rest in peace. I didn't care about what neither one of my dads had to say. And it's crazy because my dad, the one that raised me, it don't matter what I did wrong. Like, he might tell me about myself real quick, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Like, you my daughter, you did this, what we gonna do about it? You wanna do this? Which way we going? Because I'm going with you. So that's all I cared about. So, Bam Bam. By the time I told Bam Bam, I said, Bam, I'm pregnant. I wanted to tell her myself. I said, I know I'm not gonna be with him, but we both want this baby. But I wanted to let you know what was going on, whatever, and So she looked me in the face. First we talked on the phone, and I went down to the Bronx to see her. She said, Pooh. Pooh is what my family calls me. They call me Pooh. My uncle gave me that name. Kita Pooh, Pooh. So, Pooh. And it's just me and her talking in the kitchen. She's sitting by the window. Co-op city, I'll never forget. She just turned around. And she rarely called me Pooh. So I was like, honey, sweetie. So I know she was serious. Like, Pooh. You don't need him. She said, and when you leave him, or if you leave him, and he decides to leave the baby, you got it. We got it. We ain't worried about it. I said, oh, like, oh, shit. I thought she was gonna be like, girl, you better stay with that. Like, I swore she was gonna be like, yo, cause old school, like the grandparents want the family to be together and blah, blah, blah. She's like, if you gotta leave him, go. Like, what you worried about? She said, your name is Nikita, okay? So, okay. I think that was my favorite reaction, because I was like, yo, she was the head of the family. So, she said it was cool. Y'all couldn't tell me shit. Like nothing, okay? Bam Bam, listen, Bam Bam said, okay. Bam Bam said I could do this. And she was right. I did that. We ended up breaking up. Yo, it was a short period of time where I was doing it by myself for a little bit. And it was because he was mad. I can't even say it by myself. I can't say it by myself. I can't. When I tell you Amanda, she helped me raise Jeremiah up until he was probably like 4 or 5. Like I worked, if I was at work and Nigeria was busy, Amanda had him. Amanda had him. That was his daddy. At one point she said, that's my baby mommy. Yes, that was his daddy. Like she held me down so crazy with Jeremiah. So crazy. It was a village. Like Nigeria is all their second all their second mother, like especially Chase. But Nigeria is their second mom. I'm tired. I can't sleep. I don't got something, whatever it was. My sister's there, and this was before Chase and Tyler came, and even after. But I'm just focusing on Jeremiah. But like there'll be times where I can't focus. Like I was working at Cablevision, crazy hours, and I worked in a call center, but I was doing the overtime. I was only at this time I'm 18, making like $22 an hour. I'm trying to rack up. I moved out my apartment, my mom's house. I needed to do what I had to do. I was out hustling, and my sister held me down. I got my real estate license. I had to go to school. She watched, listen, Amanda and Nigeria, I will never, listen, y'all don't even understand. Being a teenage mother and not having support has to be hard, but I can't say I didn't have support. I can't say that. That was not my experience. My experience is more so the whispers and the lack of support from actual friends or people that you thought were friends or family that will talk about you and whatever. When I tell you that boy changed my life, I did a whole 360. My whole brain is, okay, listen here. I don't care what any of y'all say. I don't care what my mind is telling me. I don't care. I made the decision to keep him. I could have took the easy way out because I was offered the easy way out. I didn't do that. I made the decision to keep him. I made the decision to make sure that Jeremiah was good no matter what. I sacrificed time with him. I sacrificed everything with him just to make sure birthdays were special. I made sure he had his own room. Just to make sure he was good, I sacrificed so much. But at the end of the day, all the whispers and the talking and blah, blah, blah was just motivation. And I wouldn't change anything. Because me and his relationship was so rocky in the past. Because I think we were just mad at each other. Yo, we could have did better. And we could have been a family. But things just didn't work out, which is fine. However, now in 2020, you can't tell us nothing. Our friendship is so amazing. Listen, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, ain't no happy birthday, ain't no nothing. We ain't talking about nothing. Don't talk to me. So we came a long way through a lot as teenagers, and I think that the trauma bonding caused more trauma. But again, I'm grateful. He's a great father. I wouldn't trade him. He's one of those that does his job in the background and will just let me live my life because he treats them, my two from my ex, very well. He buys them Christmas gifts. His mom buys them Christmas gifts. It's a village, and I'm grateful. Even Jeremiah's aunt, Kim, shout out to Kim. She's just so generous. They love me like I'm family. They love them like they're family, and I love them back. It's nothing weird or strange going on. So I love it. I'm grateful. I wouldn't trade. Yeah, y'all, I'm done with this story. I gotta go. I gotta go. But I'm gonna do another story time. I'm just gonna edit this one, throw this up there. Like, share, subscribe, and look out for part 2 in a few minutes.